Could this story be true? This was announced by Tom Ehman recently in Tom Ehman Live.
This is an interesting piece, and it's correct, or the question of whether it's correct or crutonic in several respects. The word is, and this from Sailing Anarchy, but we've heard it also from our Aussie friends, a dockside rumor down under is firming up that Comanche has been sold, really, to an Australian and will soon be heading back to Sydney. The reputed new owner is John Herman Winning, a keen sailor whose fortune, and Herman because it's distinguished from his dad, is based on a family-owned white goods business. Comanche is currently in the Caribbean, being skippered by, of course, the Aussie Mitch Booth, the 59-year-old champion Australian sailor with vast international yachting experience and multiple world championships to his name. The return of the 100-footer to Australia would reinvigorate the super maxi scene and give blackjack, scallywag, and law connect serious competition. And then the question that also begs the correct or crutonic assertion or question here is the big question now is whether the Oatley family will haul Wild Oats 11 out of the shed to end a 2-year hibernation and accept the challenge for the next Sydney Hobart race. So I ask you, is it correct or crutonic that this boat has really been transferred via Singapore, is what we hear, or otherwise, to Australian interests? Will it drag, if it does, and it's down there for Sydney Hobart, will it drag the Oatleys back onto the playground, onto the race course?
Good.
And do we really care? Because again, I asked you we care, but do we really care whether or not it's Russian owned or not? How will you ever know? And as long as the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia is happy that the boat is out of the care, custody, and control of Russians, do we care? Don't we want people to go sailing, including and especially the people who, like Mitch Booth and others, who are not Russian or Belarusian?
This is the Sailing World on Water, May 6, 2002. The start of Antigua Sailing Week is the Peters and May Round Antigua Race. This year in the rain.
So today is the kickoff of the week-long activities at Antigua Sailing Week, and we do it with the Peters and May Around Antigua Race. Although this race is one of the most popular pre-events, and we've opened it up for cruising boats. Everybody wants to get out. They want to put the sails out of the bags. They want to test all the wind angles. They want to make sure that the crew can go for a couple of hours without getting seasick, depending on who you're racing with. So it's been fun. The weather, a little challenging today. It's not the usual 20-knot brisk winds and big waves. It was light and rainy when we got off. But and as long as you're in Antigua, it's still fun.
First time to Antigua, and first time doing Antigua Sail Week. The conditions were a little bit different than advertised.
Today was not, as Ken said, as advertised. We did have rain, so we could hardly see the front of the boat. We had virtually no knots at one point, but we finished, we had 16, 18 knots of wind. It was quite a challenge really, and nearly 9 hours.
Regardless, we had a really, really great sail. Really beautiful to see the island from the water, and overall just had a great day. So wonderful sail.
Well, Antigua Week is always advertised as the best week in the Caribbean, and so I'm excited to be able to sail a multi-hull round the Cairns for the very first time.
It's the medal races on day 6 at the French Olympic Race Week, and the Aussies are in contention.
Yeah, I went into the day in 9th overall and with slight chance of moving up, and otherwise couldn't do too much. So yeah, my aim was just to have the best race I could, and I went out there and finished 2nd. So I'm happy with my medal race, and I stayed in 9th overall. So yeah, it was a nice way to finish off a really challenging week.
Yeah, that was a fun medal race. It was really light, no foiling, probably 3 to 4 knots. We really couldn't move much today. It was just a battle between 4th and 5th, which happened to be our good friends, the Kiwis. So we planned the match race, we planned the port entry, and yeah, we had a bit of fun out there. So it was kind of good practice for that, and it was a good end to the week overall for us. Finishing top 5 was our goal, and yeah, can't wait forward. We're pretty stoked.
Yeah, medal race today. The wind kind of shut off for the medal race. We had to wait around a little bit, but yeah, eventually got quite a soft race in. It was probably 3 to 5 knots for the majority of it, and sort of persistent right shift throughout, which made it tricky. But yeah, 3rd place in the medal race, which I think moves me up to 5th overall. But yeah, it's just nice to be back doing some events, and yeah, it's been great. Yeah, really enjoyed being back racing, and obviously everyone's pretty keen, and it's not long till the games again. So yeah, everyone's firing back up, and I mean two pretty solid results with a 2nd in Palma and a 5th here. So we're not too far away from where we want to be, but obviously there's still a lot to work on. So yeah, I think we'll walk away from this little stint with our heads held high, and yeah, hopefully come back later in the year and can do a couple more good events.
Come on board Mālama, 11th our racing team's state-of-the-art foiling IMOCA 60. Working out the kinks.
It's great to be back on board Mālama. As you can see behind us, we're ripping downwind here in about 18 knots in Port La Forêt Bay. So a lot went on during the winter to get us to this point. We certainly appreciate it. Did a lot on the boat's performance, but also its reliability has been a big thing for us during the off-season. I think the priorities are shaking down the boat and making sure that everything that we fixed stays fixed, and everything that we changed is a change for the better. So just kind of getting ready for the new systems and working on the boat's reliability. I think we saw a lot of performance out of the boat right out of the box, but obviously had some struggles last year with keeping her on the water. Sometimes the boat's ability, its best ability is its availability, so we gotta make, take advantage of every sailing day we have. Well, last year was really focused on shorthanded sailing, 2 boats, 2 people. Now it's about the bigger ocean race team, 5 folks on board, and so trying to get used to what that's like again, really. Some of it's the same, 2 people on deck, some of it's different for maneuvers and job specifications, so trying to round out the squad and prepare for the kind of sailing that we'll be doing next year.
And it's really nice to be back on the water in Concarneau, in Brittany, in France, for a few weeks training, first session. I think I still will have to figure out a bit more. We didn't have a lot of days training yet. We've been sailing for 4 or 5 days now, so yeah, I think there is still plenty to learn, so it's going to be really interesting to do that this year. I think we had not really windy days these days, but we know we can reach quickly 30 knots when there is a bit of breeze. So I think the boat is going well for the moment. So yeah, for sure we managed to be faster than what we were on 11.1 last year.
The GC32 Racing Tour will return to its full 5-event schedule in 2022 and include several of the best in Europe for foiling catamaran competition, including a must-attend World Championship. BALZ MULLER and GOLLITO ESTREDO were in the men's final in Leucate.
What an amazing way to end the 25th anniversary of the Mondial de Vent, and what better way to finish off the surf-freestyle discipline than a battle in between BALZ MULLER and GOLLITO ESTREDO. GC32, the noise for the king, for your champion from Switzerland, BALZ
Wow, insane! Insane! I couldn't believe what just went down. And to be honest, I thought I will fail again, you know. So, well, that's what freestyle is all about, you know. It's every time a firework out there, you never know what's gonna happen next. So, no, it was so much fun out there. It was a windsurf final. And you know, it's a good revenge because he kicked my ass for so many times in windsurfing. So finally I can
I cannot believe these results. I was training a lot, but I didn't expect that I can go on the final with BALZ. Yeah, it was like very surprise for me. It's amazing. And yeah, I want to keep training crazy, some more move, and yeah, continue competing. I want to do the whole tour and yeah, having fun, and you know, this new sport is amazing. I really like it from the beginning, so I want to continue.
Want your own foiler? Well, Melge's Performance Sailboats has released their foiler, the Skeeter.
I'm Eddie from Malgus, and today we're going to go through everything that's included when you purchase a Skeeter. Believe it or not, everything that you need to go sailing is right here. This makes it great for transport and storage. Let's unpack the boat. The first thing to look for is your rigging guide. It comes in this orange packet, includes some cool stickers. If you have internet and you can get online, the best way to learn how to rig your boat is with the Malgus rigging video, but this is a great reference for you as well. All of your spars fit inside this spar bag. Let's pull them out. The mast bottom section, top section, and boom are all made out of super lightweight carbon fiber. The lightweight rig makes it really easy to step the mast for anybody. All of your foils come in this custom foil bag. The foil bag has 4 pockets: your main vertical foil, your main horizontal foil, your main rudder foil, and your rudder vertical foil. You also have your wand. Your side stays will come separate from your mast. If you get different sized rigs, the side stays will be labeled to correspond with that rig size. Your Skeeter will come with 2 high-vis wings. The orange high-vis section always goes down. The Skeeter comes with an all-carbon spreader. This is your Skeeter tiller and rudder box. Your rudder box includes an integrated rudder rake system. This allows you to sail at the proper angle all the time. This is the tiller extension that comes with the boat. It's extra long so you can be fully out on your wings hiking all the time. It has this universal joint that inserts into the end of your tiller, and you'll twist this to adjust the rake on your rudder foil. Every Skeeter supplied by Malgus will come with a quantum sail. The sail will come with all the battens installed and it'll be ready to put up right out of the box. Finally, we have the hull of the Skeeter itself, and there's some really cool features that I want to point out about the boat. First off, the boat is a closed cell foam, which really makes it durable. It's really great for club use and for beginners that are just learning how to foil. One of the coolest features of the Skeeter is the scow hull shape. This really builds stability into the design. It makes it way more accessible for everyone to learn how to foil.
It's the Figaro 3 foilers' turn to have their second annual race of the Figaro Academy.
Un joli plateau, ce trophée Banque Populaire Grand Ouest sur la route des îles du Ponant. L'idée c'était d'apporter de la transmission dans le cadre de l'Académie Figaro Benito, et on a eu 12 bateaux là inscrits.
Le moment où on peut le plus progresser en mer, c'est qu'on a un super équipier et avec lequel il y a vraiment une transmission et on peut apprendre tous les petits détails.
Il y a toujours un niveau très élevé en Figaro qui fait souvent un peu peur à certains pour venir, et donc là c'est l'occasion de mettre un pied dans le Figaro.
Par le décalage de génération et d'âge qu'il y a, forcément il y aura des transferts. Je pense que Basile m'apprendra des choses, mais je pense que je lui en apprendrai aussi. Et je pense que c'est nécessaire effectivement qu'on attire de nouveaux talents et qu'on démystifie un petit peu la pratique de la solitaire.
Ça a tout de suite bien fonctionné, on s'est bien entendu, et je lui ai tout de suite demandé les conseils. Et la première approche super agréable, super facile. Et étant donné qu'il fallait trouver un co-skipper expérimenté dans l'optique, doit oser, il a accepté gentiment et c'est super.
Et c'est vrai que c'est génial d'avoir un événement comme ça où on peut avoir une personne plus expérimentée, un plus jeune, et on peut comme ça mettre un premier pas dans la course au large.
On a une responsabilité de faire en sorte que ces jeunes-là arrivent au haut niveau. Et du coup, le rôle de l'entraîneur est super intéressant, mais du coup, pourquoi pas aller sur l'eau et puis donner encore plus, quoi. Donc ouais, moi ça tout de suite ça m'a plu.
Tout le monde est vraiment heureux en fait. La classe Figaro a pris un pari en lançant une académie. Ensuite, les partenaires sont ravis. Les marins, ils ont une banane, mais toute la journée, donc je crois qu'ils sont heureux d'être là, ils sont heureux de partir courir. Les collectivités sont ravies parce que cette dimension de transmission, c'est aussi important pour elles. Donc non, c'est bonheur absolu.
These are highlights from race day 3 of the 2022 Charleston Race Week, held at the Charleston Harbor Resort and Marina in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Welcome to day 3 of Charleston Race Week. Hi, I'm Ashley Love from T2P TV. Last night, debriefs with Quantum kicked off the beach party with food for thought.
And this is what I really focus as a coach this weekend, is find opportunities for people in the middle of the fleet. How do you get out of the middle of the fleet?
While Gosling's rum and Plank Owner beer flowed as the drink of choice into the night. On the water yesterday, Will Rucker from South Carolina Yacht Club in Hilton Head and Nyla Miller from Clemson Sailing ended up the day tied in the J22 fleet. Kevin McNeil's Far 30 extended their lead in ORCD, and Chris Alexander, Matty Gill, and Ricky Welsh moved into the top position in the VX1s, but the top 3 are too close to call. Today we head offshore to catch up with the Pursuit style racing. Out in the ocean, we have some swells and some light air catching up with Pursuit A. Moving forward in the fleet, Soul, the green boat, is leading this fleet overall going into today from the College of Charleston. Sneaky moves here, bow number 5, Rick Moore on keel force, trying to do something before this next turning mark. Carrying their kite as close to this mark as they can, Skeptor, a J130. And Soul keeping their kite up even longer to get the inside overlap, now as their kite down just in time. One of the biggest boats in Charleston Race Week, Celadon, Ray Spellerberg around next. Moving to a shorter course for Pursuit B. Most of the top of the fleet is around first, but remember, they start the slowest boats first, and the fast boats catch up by the end. Sheldon Haney on Lioness has his crew aboard getting ready for a next set around a next mark. Not on call, Eddie Evans on a Beneteau 36. Leading Pursuit B so far is Tim Viano on Peregrine from CORA, which stands for Charleston Ocean Racing Association. Catching up with Pursuit non-spin around their mark channel number 16. Mark Swata on Serafina. The top of Pursuit B setting up for their starboard rounding here, Cheers and Wildcat. But leading Pursuit non-spin so far in this race, Volantis Masogliana. But those Pursuit non-spins are looking back over their shoulder for Retox, Hunter Weeks, who has been winning every race this weekend. Pursuit A makes their last turn out in the ocean to head home, and it's wide load, a J111. On their way from offshore to inshore, where the finish line will be Jim Archer on Heatwave. ORCA is headed offshore for their portion of their distance race, XL by Anthony Barron, leading the way so far from Bay Center with Washington. Close on their heels, Polyester, David Boston. The third boat in the class, Mutiny, Mats Hairströmer.
See the full video on the website or YouTube.